right. So again, we say welcome to Testinonial Tuesday, where we are super excited to just be on here today with all of you phenomenal guests that are chiming in, either watching right now this phenomenal live, or for those of you that may catch this later on, we want to say hello, and we are excited about sharing some incredible information about talking a noni on today as we talk noni, and really letting you all know just how powerful this incredible superfood is. So I am going to introduce and bring someone on. Well, you know what? I'm going to actually allow her to introduce herself. I have the phenomenal, beautiful Davena Vee on the other side of the screen with me tonight. So Davena, how you doing?
I am doing fantastic.
All right, awesome and amazing. So let everybody know where you are chiming in from on tonight.
So I am like the lovely Miss Pam McCrae said, I am from the East Coast. So I'm in Connecticut.
All
Not too
right,
far from New York, but I'm still in Connecticut.
Connecticut. All right, Connecticut. You know what? Connecticut, I can tell you, I got some history in Connecticut too. Growing up,
Oh.
yeah, absolutely. Growing up in New Jersey, I actually had family members who lived in Connecticut. So we would be back and forth in Connecticut. I can't remember the city. Um,
Probably Bridgeport.
probably. But yes, I had some family. So we would be back and forth between Connecticut, obviously New Jersey, got some roots in South Carolina, but then also the Virginia area, and just all up and down the East Coast. So again, I say welcome to you. So you smiling all the way across the screen. And so what's that smile? Tell everybody what that smile is all about today, as we're excited to have this conversation.
Well, my smile is it's literally because of I'd say just us all together, like us in this mission and this what we're setting out to do, and just how many lives are being impacted by what we set out to do. Impact 1 million. And I can just see it happening. It's today I had 4 people message me about and got bottles. So it's just been an amazing venture. I didn't even see this coming. The way it came, it was like I stepped out on faith, jumped in, and it just took off. And I'm like, thank you, God, that for putting this in our hands, because I didn't even expect it. It just came from left. And here we are. Here we are with the Noni juice.
You know what? And I just want to speak to that for just a moment as I'm still sharing out this link right quick, because I can tell you that just like you just said, it came out of nowhere. And it truly, no, I can say that all of us, none of us were really expecting to be where we are right now, connected to this incredible gift from God, not even understanding the power of this moment, but really and truly, that's kind of how it just seems like God just made it happen. And all of a sudden, here we are on this mission to bring the Noni back and to really just see the different testimonies that are happening. It just lets us all know the purpose that God has given us here with this mission of impacting 1 million lives and really creating one of the biggest health revolutions across the entire world. Because I know that you're on here today to share not just one testimony, but so many different things that this product has been able to do for you. But, just listening to the different stories day in and day out, not a day goes by within Global Legacy Team and the Impact 1 Million mission that we don't hear somebody saying, this is what this phenomenal product has done for me. And so whether it is to those of you that are watching on today, and we're going to share some different stories, and we just want to let you all know that results vary from person to person, but I can tell you that documentation beats conversation all day long. And you cannot deny the fact that this incredible superfood is listed in the PDR, right? You cannot deny that there's so many different studies. Like I have a study in front of me right now on on the cognitive thinking, and how, many times people don't realize, but there's a lot of people in this world battling with a disease of, losing their memory as they begin to age. And guess what? There are studies, clinical studies proven that show that this product helps with so many different things. And
Yeah.
so, as we talk about this noni, ladies and gentlemen, we just want to say that we're excited because of not just the fact of everything that we've been able to see thus far, but realizing and knowing that if you're watching today and your body is in any type of pain, if you're watching today and you battle with inflammation, if you're watching today and you're battling with your sugar levels being out of whack, if you're watching today and you have been diagnosed with something by a doctor in which they put you on some type of prescription drug, if you're watching today and you know what, you can't lift your arm and put it down without some pain, if you're watching today and your feet hurt, if you are watching today, right, and you know what, your energy levels are not where they need to be, if you are watching today and you can't sleep at night, like I can go on and on, right, Davina? Right,
Can.
right.
I mean,
If
the
you're
stories
watching
are
today, it's
amazing.
not by chance, right? So let's talk a little bit about your story, and and I know we got a lot that we can get in today, but let's talk about the very first time. Why did you say yes when you came across the noni? Because many people say yes for different reasons.
Right.
And since consuming this product, because we know we got a lot of products over here, we have the whole noni skinny body system, right? But we're not talking about that tonight. This is truly all about the noni because it's the foundation for everything else that we have. So let's
Right.
talk a little bit, and just share with everybody watching, why you said yes, and what was the first thing that you began to notice as you began to consume this incredible superfood.
So my why runs a little deep. I came from a previous company where I was just hurt, abused, all types of stuff.
Mm,
And I was at my wit's end when it came to actually in my last company, I wasn't even doing anything for at least 2 years. I was just stagnant. And just from a lot of stuff that went on. And I literally my story is a little different. I wanted to work with Dr. Lanika Scott for years.
hmm.
And I messaged her 7 years ago and she never saw it.
Oh wow, wow.
What happened was when she ended up leaving the company, I reached out to her for the first time because all the messages that I used to send to her, she never seen them.
Hmm.
So I'm in the grocery store and something just came over me and said, and see and just say I'm sorry for what happened, just all of that. And I did. And I got a response back. And we talked for like about 40 minutes.
Hmm.
Said before I ended that call, I literally said, you know what? Whatever you guys decide to get into, can you give me a holler and let me know? And she said, sure.
I
I
love
said,
it.
2 weeks later, I get a phone call and she says, I got something. And I was like, say no more. Turn off my smart shit and locked in. And that was it. I didn't know what I was selling. I didn't know what I was using. I didn't know what it was. I knew nothing. Then
Wow.
I'd say that was a blind faith walk right there. Um, I'd say not too long after that, that's when I found out we were selling juice. And I said, Lord,
You said we were selling juice, right?
I said, wait a minute. I said, I remember selling juice a long time ago. I couldn't do it to save my life. I said, but you know what? I'm not going to question you because this is the door that I asked for.
Right,
And I asked for it, it's got to be something to it if it was allowed to happen. Literally
right,
7 years later.
right.
So I walked through those doors, and next thing you know, it was like, but my why, I was depressed. I was going through a lot for like 2 years. I was really, I needed it. And
Mm.
I didn't know I needed it until I got in. And then when I got in, it was like, oh, I was like, it was
Like we
like,
selling juice.
I'm I said, oh my God. But then all of a sudden I started learning more and more and more before I even got my shipment in. And once I started learning more, I was like, God's gift. I said, okay. And I still wasn't, motivated that much because it was like juice. And then I got my product in the mail. I was suffering for like 4 days of severe allergy issues. And
Mm.
I'm in the grocery store. When I tell you my nose is running, my eyes are itching. I just altogether said, I rebuke outside. I'm going in the house and I'm not coming back out until all of this is
Just gonna
done.
stay in the house.
I'm telling you, my whole head was just like foggy, everything. It was horrible. So when I got home that day that I said I wasn't gonna go back out, my package was on the table. I literally said, thank you. Yeah, I was excited, even though I was feeling miserable. I was like, I gotta do an unboxing. So I'm gonna unbox it, I'm gonna take a drink. I don't know what it's gonna do. I just heard things, but
You
I
just like, I got this juice. Okay.
I'm online like, look, y'all. I don't know who knows what this is, but
You a mess.
listen, I drank like this much. I took a glass and it was warm on too. Yeah, exactly. But mine was warm right off the right before I poured it.
We drank ours warm too the first time. So
Right. I poured it and I had about that much. And I said, this is different, but okay, I could do it. And then
that's the answer. This is different, right?
right, this is different. Like, okay.
Right.
And then the next day, so I finished my live and everything. The next day, I go out and I'm in the store. But no, I'm in the car. And I realize this half the day is gone and I don't feel I'm not doing, that's the allergy call right there. Everybody who got allergies knows.
Oh, really? I never knew that. I still wonder why people did that. So
That's why
that's the allergy. I used to hear people do that. I didn't know
it's
that.
like it's like we have our own communication network. Somebody else be like, I do all types of stuff. And when I was in the car, I was like, oh shoot. I'm doing all kinds of noises and I'm going like, I was like, I'm not, my throat's not itching. That's when I realized, I said, I haven't had runny eyes or a runny nose in my eye. Nothing was itching all day. And I said, nah, you gotta be kidding me. I
Wow.
said, this can't be real. And I hadn't had an allergy attack since, and that was last year.
Wow. So you know what? That's huge, Davina, because right now this is that season in which a
Right.
lot of people around the world are doing just like you. They're staying in the house. They're like, I'm just not going to do outside right now because of the pollen, and it's just so difficult for them to be out in the atmosphere. And so that's huge for you to say that all she did, ladies and gentlemen, was begin to sip on some of this noni. And she looked up and she realized that, she wasn't suffering anymore just simply because she began to consume this noni. How long did you notice it? Like within a day? How long did it take before you realized it?
The very next day, my allergy symptoms was gone. Like I had nothing going on. I was
Wow.
like, and then I can tell because the clarity in my throat, like I'll get hoarse.
Uh-huh.
And the clarity in my throat, I was like, oh,
Oh, you
I
ran
was
out
hitting notes.
singing?
I was hitting notes like, wait, I can hit that note right now. Oh, snap my throat. Like I'm so serious. That's how and then I noticed also, but it's like an on impact type of thing because I'm allergic to some dogs and some cats, like just the
Okay.
hair and the dander. So I keep the sachets usually in my pocketbook.
Okay.
And if I feel my throat itch or anything like that, because I know I was around the animal, I'll take it down and I say or so my throat's not itching no more.
Wow. Wow. So to everybody out there that's watching, in which you may be suffering or you know someone who's suffering right now because of the climate, because of the atmosphere, guess what? We told you Tahitian noni is your answer for everything. Not only can you consume it, but 101 ways to actually use our phenomenal product, right? And I love it just simply because you said it took one day. Because one of the things that we help to educate people is that noni is really not an immediate gratification product, right? But in certain instances, you can definitely see where your energy levels go up because it does help with your energy. With Davena, you could see that it immediately helped her with her allergies. And one of the things that we really notice when it comes time to Tahitian noni is for those individuals that battle pain in
Right.
their body. You know, pain is debilitating, and so many individuals around the world suffer from some type of pain, especially joint pain. As a matter of fact, I was looking at a study again, a study on where it talks about this pain in the body. You know, I went on the oh my god, one of the reference books. I can't even think of the name right now, but I went on one of the reference books and pulled up some of these studies and things. But I can say that for me personally, Davina, it took 3 days. And you know, and we were talking about the power of this noni in the whole 3 days, and just really understanding that it is truly a gift from God. But for me, I battled knee pain, joint pain, and I couldn't bend down to get back up. And so, ladies and gentlemen, I can tell you, I just began to sip on these, right? Because in the beginning, this was, well, I think we got bottles in this, but we were so excited. We opened this up just like Davina. We didn't put it in the refrigerator or anything. We do want to tell you all that it tastes much better cold, okay? Much better, but it's good. Like, I love it. So, I don't know
Yeah,
anybody.
I crave it
What?
now. It's like I can't walk past the fridge without going and
Right,
getting a bottle and
right.
taking
I
a
could
sip.
sip this by the cup, but I
Right.
can tell you that after sipping on this in 3 days, I was able to bend down, get back up. I no longer have any joint pain. The things that I didn't used to like to do in the gym, like squatting and things of that nature, I can get down, not have to hold on to a desk or to a chair in order to get my body back up. And that's important because it helps with the joint pain. It helps with our muscles as we begin to age with so many different things, right? So I know that that's one testimony, but
Mhm.
let's talk about some of the other things because you're a mom, right? And how many children you have?
Ooh, 7 of
Seven.
them.
Boss mom of seven.
And
Wow.
yes.
That's incredible. And you look amazing, you know, to have 7 kids. What are the ages of your children?
Ooh, Lord. And I got 2 grandkids now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I got my oldest is 24,
Okay.
um, 21-year-old. I have a, ooh, Lord, 17. And I have 14.
Wow.
Then I have, wait, wait, give me a second. I got 12. They all 2 years apart after that. 12, 10, and then 8.
Wow. So
6
I know
girls,
you
and 1 boy.
so you stay busy. I know
Absolutely.
you stay busy. All right. You have
6
to.
girls. 6 girls, girl.
Six
6.
girls and one boy.
My poor baby.
And he has got to be spoiled. He has to be. I've seen him. You know, he's a handsome young man. I've definitely seen him. I mean, you just have beautiful kids, beautiful family as a whole. So how have you noticed? Because I know you got a energy. Have you noticed with the noni with the energy?
I do notice when I feel a little tired, I grab my noni. If I feel, I don't I drink noni all the time now. So it's kind of like addictive at this point. I'm just drinking it. And so my energy level is a lot better than before I joined because I started taking naps and everything, and I don't like taking naps. I am not a nap taker. Like if I feel unaccomplished when I take naps. It's crazy. I
Wow.
feel like I just like no. So I said I don't want to get into that state where I gotta take naps all the time because I feel like I'm missing out on something.
Right.
I said, so now it's like I'm back to being me where I'm just doing what I do throughout the day. And no, I'm up late too. It's crazy. Up late
Wow.
early.
Wow. So you definitely see the energy. I know that I can tell. I can definitely tell when I don't take, if I don't get up and take my
Right.
noni right away, I can tell
Mm-hmm.
the difference. So, you know, it is truly something that as you begin to put it in your body, you're just going to really just feel that overall health because that's what this noni does. It's going to go in and it's packed with adaptogens, ladies and gentlemen. So, what it does is it helps to bring your body back to the state that God intended our bodies to function. And as a result of it, if there's anything that you are battling, it's going to target that area, right? It's high in iridoids. I'm not going to go into too many specifics, but go out and Google the benefits of it. It's very, very powerful. And so if you're someone watching today and maybe you battle with your cardiovascular system or your digestive tract, or it's your joints, or it's your feet, if it's your cognitive thinking, right? Matter of fact, see the effects of noni juice on your joints. This is one of the studies that I pulled up, and literally on this study right here, there was a study in the U.S. on osteoarthritis patients, right?
Yeah.
Well, these are studies, so therefore, guess what? We can talk about them because they are proven. All right, and literally in 3 months' time, improve mobility and quality of life measurements and reduce pain of those symptoms, right? And then it just shows how different studies were done in different parts of the world, in Fiji and Europe and Nigeria. In Nigeria, reduced pain and improved range of movement, right? And this was a study that I pulled up on joint health. And just so many different things, are out there as far as when it comes time to our noni, to where we don't really have to do the research because the research has already been done, right? And you can't deny the stories. You can't deny these testimonies that are
Right.
happening. So, let's talk about because I know you have some other testimonies. So let's get into some of those, especially the ones where you were sharing, we were talking about with your kids. Because one thing too that we're excited about is that Noni helps to support your immune system. We're living in a world right now where we got to make sure that we are taking care of our bodies, that we are doing what's necessary, because there's so many different things happening that are airborne. And as a result of it, making sure that our immune system is on point in order to be able to keep our health on the perfect track is something that all of us should be doing day in and day out. And how do we do that? It's by strengthening it and putting things in our bodies that will help to give us that ultimate immune system that we're looking for. So let's talk about that a little bit.
Well, I'll start with the first one is my grandson, because I have a 2-year-old grandson and I have a 9-month-old grandson.
Oh,
Yeah. So when he was about 6 months, that was about 2 months ago. No, yeah, I say about 2 months. He wasn't 6 months yet. Um, he had a huge rash. He had a rash on his bottom that my daughter was nervous about, and she was trying to take him to. I got 7 kids. I said, "Girl, you gotta take him to the ER." And I'm like, if you bring that baby in that sick infested ER for that booty, for that little rash, I said no. So she takes him to his pediatrician, and it did look, raw. It looked like she was scared it was infected. And it didn't look good at all. So his doctor did say they prescribed him something, but it wasn't working. So she was like, I'm gonna take him back to the doctor. I said, if you don't give me that baby. So I have Noni spray bottles, and I sprayed the
oh
Noni on
wow.
his booty. And before, like literally, we're watching it. We're watching, it it started to do something, and then it just started to look like it was fading while we're looking at it. It started to
Wow.
look like it was healing. So the next day, she actually she took him to his pediatrician, and they was like, "What did you do?" And it was like, "Mama, I put Noni on his butt."
On the baby's bottom. Y'all hear that? All right.
I said, if you don't give me that baby, literally, I said, you will not take him into no ER. So that was it. So his booty, it was healed in, I'd say, about 2, 3 days. It was back to normal.
You know
And
what? That's incredible because I remember back in the day when the babies would get those rashes, and I can't even remember what kind, but it using just ointment wouldn't work, and they would need some type of topical antibiotic or something from the doctor.
or
So
something, steroid.
so y'all really listen to this. This is powerful, and it's just simply because noni has that type of power. All right, this
Right.
is a fruit, a powerful fruit that goes back to ancient medicinal history. It's It's
Right.
ancient, okay? It was used thousands and years ago, okay? Before prescription drugs, before the things that doctors would prescribe you with. How do you think that they lived such long lives? Because they relied on the nature that God had already given us in order to give us the
Right.
support, because our bodies were really designed to heal itself. And so that's strong to just listen to you and to know that you were able to put this noni on a diaper rash. And
Right.
right before your eyes, you saw the baby's bottom beginning to turn back to normal. That's incredible. I love it. I mean,
Like, ooh, because she was fighting me on it at first. She was like, "No, ma, that's not good. You don't put that on his booty." Da, da, da." I said, "Girl, be quiet."
well, and it's something that you can put on burns, you can use on your
Right.
skin. If you're battling dry skin, any of the conditions that come along with that, guess what? You can put the noni on it and you're going to see a difference. It's just a
Right.
matter of, are you going to grab a hold of this product with whoever shared this with you and say, you know what? I think I need to
Right.
order my noni, right? So,
Right.
but let's
I
talk
got
about, because you and I on yesterday we were laughing, we were talking about how last year we all we had our very first event in Orlando, Florida, and we were laughing just simply because I was like, OMG, like I did the same thing. And one of the things that Davina and I we were talking about was, we were super excited to go to Orlando for our very first company event. But one thing, although I trust God, right? I can tell you that I understand, wisdom and using wisdom. And so one of the things that I was a little leery about was the fact that the last two times that I had gone to Orlando, we ended up we ended up catching, that illness that the world was shut down from, okay? Right? And so I was like, okay, I'm going to be very, very proactive in making sure that I'm doing preventative measures so that I don't go through that again, because that's the worst feeling. When you go through it and you really see what it feels like to endure that, it's not good. Right?
Mhm.
And so I remember learning that you could create a nasal spray with the noni. And so I was telling Davina, I said, so, as she was sharing with me, I said, listen, I did the same thing. I took an Afrin bottle and I poured it right down the drain, right? And I made the noni mixture. And whereas when I went there, I was like, you know what? I'm not playing. I'm gonna have my mask on. I don't care what I look like. But you
Right.
know what? I can tell you that not only did we consume the noni, because we definitely increased our intake of the noni that weekend, to where I can tell you we were taking about 5 packs of this a day in order to like do what we call that noni flush, right? We were getting it into our system. But I was so thankful because as I used it, I sprayed it, right, and used it in my nostrils. Guess what? I had no problem, none, and I was so
Mhm.
excited because of the fact that, I used this noni and I did not have any after effects. And I can tell
You
you
know.
that it's a product that really works. So you were sharing with me too what you did with it. So let's share that story a little bit.
So because I had COVID, like you said, I had it twice. I was like, nope, no bueno. I don't want it
Right.
again. It's not happening. And at this time, thanks to partner Nicole, I wanted to do something for my kids. So I brought five of my kids with me because it was like we're going to the Marriott World Center. It's like the biggest and the largest water park like ever in the world.
Right.
So I
Right.
said, okay, I'm bringing five of my kids with me. This is the first time I ever was able to do this. And my mom came. So, but I don't fly. I don't like flying. And I just was like, I'm about to, everything going through my head. I'm about to be in this closed environment on a plane with all these people. And every time I turn around, somebody coughing without covering their mouth, I just be stressed out. So I said, wait a minute, that article came out saying that it blocks the big C, well, not the big, but it blocks that with not by, I think it said by 19% or something, blocks the spike protein. So I was like,
Mm-hmm.
my mind
Like
going.
it
I'm
is
like,
out
listen, I'm
there.
ingesting it and I'm putting it in my nose. But when I did that, I went to the dollar store. I got 7 spray bottles, a little travel one, so that we could keep it in our pocket. Before I lined all my kids up, five, ain't all of them, but I lined 5 of them up before we got on that plane. Just spray each. They all had their names on their bottles and everything. I even said, "Mommy, you doing it too?" I put her name on her bottle. I sprayed their nose twice. They was like, "Oh," but listen, I sprayed their nose before we got on the plane, when we got off the plane, in the hotel, before we got in that hotel, before they went to the pool, they sprayed their nose. When they came back from the pool, anytime they was leaving and going back and forth, I sprayed their noses. I'm come to find out, and I was spraying my nose too, because I said, oh, it was a lot of people.
It was a lot of
And
people.
it was
Not just at the event, but at the hotel in general. A lot of people.
oh my goodness. But I
Yep.
said, well, okay. I looked around. I said, I'm drinking. I'm gargling with Noni at that point.
Right. I've done that too. Hmm.
I was like, listen. So when we get back, um, word got back. There was a few people that had COVID, and 90, I'd say about 3 of those people I was hugged up with, and taking pictures, kissed on the cheek, everything. Came back nothing, not a
Wow.
thing.
Wow.
So I said, "Oh my goodness!" And that was just like that was it for me. I said, "I go outside if I'm going to the grocery store. I'm going somewhere. It's just not. I love the fact that it is multi-usage. You
Mm.
could use it for anything. And I had because of my allergies, I noticed too, when I spray it in my nose, you can feel your sinuses open up.
Oh
It's
wow.
like a weird feeling. It's like it drains out. And it's
Hmm.
like, oh snap. So yeah, I'm thrilled because
Wow.
when we go back, I got all our little spray
Got
bottles
all the
still.
spray bottles already lined up with the names on it, right?
Going back and we going to Florida in July. We
Wow.
keeping it. And on the
Wow.
cruise.
No,
Mm-mm.
that's incredible. I thought that was the cutest thing when Davina shared that with me on how she lined up all her kids. She's like, nope, not an option. We are
Not
spraying
enough.
the nose.
Not
But
listen.
that's one of the things that the noni does. I can say too, another testimony that I have on the noni. I remember one day I was sitting behind, my computer all day, and many times when I'm sitting behind the computer, my eyes, you're looking at the screen.
Mm,
Sometimes you're sitting up, but then you find yourself like this. I know I do, and then I look up, and I had a tension headache. And when I get to that point, nothing, and I'm not a medication girl. Like I don't even take over the counter medication for anything. So I'll just go through the pain. And so I remember mentioning to Nate, and next thing I knew, he brought me a paper towel with the noni on it. And as he gave me the paper towel, he's like, "Go lay down," right? Right? Because I'm here sitting here like this, just trying to put it on my head. And I'm like, "Okay, let me go ahead and lay down and take a minute." And I promise y'all, in a 10 minutes flat, what literally was all through my neck, all the way up to the top of my head. If anybody could ever relate to that type of headache where it's just sitting at the top of your head, in
mm.
10 minutes time, my headache was completely gone.
Wow.
That's
Yep.
topical, y'all. So if that's happening on the outside, can you imagine what is happening on the inside? That's the reason why there's studies that show that it helps. You know how when individuals have bad cells in their body, right? It's going to help to literally get rid of those free radicals, help to restore your cells back to normal. Individuals who are battling with serious diseases where they got to go and get treatments and things like that because of bad cells happening in their body, the growth of those,
Right.
it's changing lives. And
Right.
so when we understand the power of this and the fact that it is listed, when I saw that it was in the PDR, that was I was just done. Like
Yep.
y'all see this? Just go to pdr.net. When I saw that this juice, right, that Davina was like, what? I don't know. I just got this juice, y'all. When I saw that this juice was in the physician's desk reference, for those of y'all that don't know, just go. And as you go to pdr.net and type it in, it's going to say prescribing drug, right? Prescribing drug. So it is listed in the same book that your doctors prescribe all of those medications that will help to, help you in one area, hopefully. But now you're taking something that says may cause this, may cause that, may cause your fingers to fall off. May like when I hear those commercials, I'm like, who is taking this stuff? Right?
Might not be alive tomorrow.
Right? Who is taking this stuff? But we're conditioned,
Right?
we are conditioned to do whatever the doctor tells us to do, not realizing that, you know what, we really have the power to grab a hold of some alternative methods like this Tahitian noni, the gift from God that is truly the game changer that will help with every aspect of your body. And so when you see that right here, ask your doctor, tell your doctor to pull it up. Okay, you pull it up, show it to your doctor. Supports immune system, cardiovascular system, boosts your energy, assists with weight management. Noni is the leading source of those iridoids, helps deter the formation of AGEs, sustains joint health, right? That 3 days, fights those harmful free radicals. Free radicals are not free, they are causing disease in your body. Inflammation, right? Most diseases are caused by inflammation. Balances your whole body. This is the noni. All supports several systems inside your body. Supports your normal blood sugar metabolism. That's the reason why there's so many stories of people of the noni helping to level out sugar levels. Okay, it's right here. So, it's just powerful. Cholesterol, all right, helps maintain cholesterol at existing normals. These are some of the common things that people battle with, and guess what? They'll opt to take a drug instead of opting to take a sip.
I say that all the time. I'm like, I don't understand it. I don't get it. I'm like, I don't get
Right,
it.
right, right.
I had the same
Wow.
thing though. I have it could have been a tension headache. I thought it was a migraine because I've never had a migraine before in my life, so I didn't know what migraines felt like. So I was calling it a migraine. Could have
Right.
been a tension headache. The day before, it was self-inflicted, and
Mm-hmm.
all of a sudden, I started getting this pounding headache before I fell asleep. And when I woke up the next day, it was still there in the morning and all throughout the
I've
day. And
had
it was
those.
so bad that I was gonna go to the ER because I was like, I don't know what this is. I'm gonna go to the walk-in, I'm gonna go to ER or something if it doesn't go away. So
Mm-hmm.
I go and I had to do a live before I wanted to do a live before I literally went. I said, okay, if it's not going by the time I finish this live, I'm going to get checked out.
Mm-hmm.
So I went upstairs and I said, let me grab the bottle of noni. I literally had this much in there. There was nothing in that bottle but a swallow.
Wow.
And I went upstairs, I grabbed it, I did my live, I fought through that live. And I just said, I drunk it on camera and everything. And then I put the bottle down, I closed out my live. I say about 10 minutes later, my headache was gone.
Wow. See?
I said, wait a minute. I was like, what is going
Right,
on?
right, right. That's almost how
And
you feel. You're like,
it
what
was
is this?
crazy. I said, I was like, you know what? I got on the phone and called about 3 people. I said, y'all, listen, this is crazy. I said, I asked God to give me a sign, and that was it. Because I said, I never experienced a headache like that before. So
Right.
it was like, I didn't know if it was a sinus headache, if it was a migraine, if it was a
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know what it was. But
Mm-hmm.
it was like my whole head felt like water was in it, like it was
Mm-hmm.
heavy
I've
and
been
it was
there before.
throbbing.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And 10 minutes
Yep.
gone.
I've been there before.
It was there all day. It was around 3, 4 o'clock by the time I said I had enough and I'm about to go to the doctor.
Wow.
And 10 minutes later, it was gone. And it wasn't even a full, I didn't have 2 ounces. It was less than two. It was literally a swallow in that bottle.
Wow. So
I
it didn't
said,
even it didn't even take that. You didn't even need much of it.
nope.
Wow. Wow.
Drop. I said, thank you,
Just a
God.
drop. Good to the
Just
last drop, right? Good to the last drop. I know, right? So, you know what, ladies and gentlemen, I'm telling you, I'm just sitting here looking, but I can tell you that, what we're seeing happen in, individuals when it comes time to this noni and the power of noni is nothing short of, like we call it, a miracle juice. And
Right.
that is the reason why we are so fanatical, right? On promoting this product and really just telling the world, because we know that this mission that we've been blessed to have placed in our hands is not by chance. And so we are the team that truly is bringing Noni back to let the world know that Noni is back. And if you know, you Noni. And at the end of the day, we know without a shadow of a doubt that we are going to impact a million lives with this incredible superfood that God has blessed us with. So if you're watching today and somebody shared this live with you, you should get back with them and you should say yes. You should say yes to saying, you know what, let me go ahead and place my order, because there's a couple different ways that you could do. If you want to go ahead and get started on your noni on today, you can simply say, send me your link. I want to become one of your customers, one of our retail customers. And when you do that, you're going to pay the retail price for our noni, right? Whether you opt to get the bottles or you opt to get the sachets, right? This bottle will last you about 2 weeks if you take 2 ounces a day, which is the recommended amount. If you're battling with more serious conditions in your body, then you're gonna want to take more noni, right? You see us, we're not really bad. Like I'm not, but we can't help but drink it, right? Right. So this is like my third glass today. All right, but anyway, and so, but typically on the average, I'll do like 4 ounces. I'll do like a pack in the morning, a pack in the evening. But you want to go ahead and get it. But maybe you're on here today and you like discounts. And if you like discounts, then you should become a preferred customer, because by becoming a preferred customer of whoever shared this live with you, now you're able to have the noni coming right to your doorstep without a hit, without any gaps in between, right? Because once you take this noni and you begin to feel the difference, you're going to want it coming to your doorstep so you never run out. When you do that and you set up a subscription 4 weeks from today, now you're going to save 15%. That's good, right? That's a nice discount. Or you may be like myself and Nate and Davena, and you're saying, you know what, how can I get the biggest discount? And you want to be a brand partner like us, because that would save you 30%.
Right.
30 incredible percent. You get a website in which, you know what, you can still consume the product for yourself. Or you may be somebody who now wants to share and help your loved ones, your friends, be able to create some health stories also. And you're helping to change the lives of others. And guess what? You're creating that additional income. Or maybe you want to be someone who impacts the world like us, and we're not playing with it, because we're here because we understand that this incredible superfood is connected to our legacy. So ladies and gentlemen, so as we close this out on this testimonial Tuesday, I just want to kick it back over to you, Davina, and just see, what do you have, what's your closing words that you have for all of the guests watching on this evening?
Well, don't let me yell at people. No, let me.
Don't yell at them. We've been
I ain't
doing
gonna yell
good,
at.
right?
No,
Don't yell at them.
I ain't gonna yell at. It's my closing statement is just look around. I've been doing things like just paying attention to my surroundings, and I can't go outside without seeing at least 3 out of 5 people limping.
Mm,
Out of 5 people, somebody just everybody has something. When I did my last presentation, I asked everybody who had medication to pull it out of their pocketbooks, and literally
mm,
most of the room. And then I told them to Google the side effects. You know the shock
right, right.
they had when they Googled those side effects. So when I say that, I say this. Um, it's necessary. Like taking care of yourself, your temple, your body is the only thing you got to live in.
Come on.
We have a house, but you lose that house, you still alive and you struggling, but you alive, but your body, you lose your body, you lose your life.
Right.
It's totally different.
Come
It's
on.
totally different. So
Mhm.
you have to take care of your body. You say, and so many people say they want change, and so many people say that they want something different. They either want to see something different in their body, they want to see something different in their bank account, they want to see something different in their life. Spiritually, it doesn't even matter. But they don't pivot, they don't shift, they don't do the
Mm.
necessary things to change their circumstances. But then later on, it becomes a shoulda, coulda, woulda, because it ends up being too late. So you don't
Wow.
want to be the person where it's too late. Don't let it be where you're at the end of your road and saying, 10 years ago, I should have did this or I should have did that, then this wouldn't have happened. It doesn't matter what area it's in, spiritually, your bank account, or your finances. At some point, it's going to be too late. So why not start now when you look around and see that the world is in turmoil? The world is not going in the direction of healthier. The world is going in a pretty messed up direction.
Say that
And
again.
you could take care of yourself. I'm going to say one more thing. My daughter went to an event in Orlando. I'm gonna close with this for real, for real. An event in Orlando where she was acting. She was doing, it was a huge event. It was like that. It had to be about 1,000 kids there. It was a Disney audition, all types of stuff. So I took her there. She auditioned for a talent with a talent agency and all types of stuff. And there was a little girl there from Ireland. I believe it was Ireland. And she went out, she made friends with her. She got friends all over the world now. But this little girl was from, I believe it was Ireland. And she said she was going out to get something to eat. I said we was gonna eat there. She came back. She said, it's their country is weird. And I was like, how do you mean? She says, how come your bad food is cheap and your good food is expensive?
Wow. Mm. Hello.
I said,
That's a
I
child.
said, as a child, she was wondering, like, how come in the US your McDonald's is $1.99, but your organic food is $6, $7, your good stuff. She said,
That's
in my country, our good food is cheap and the bad food is expensive. I said, honey,
wow.
because our country is built on the backs of sick people. It the world goes round
That's
by these
good.
medications. These medications are not meant to heal your body. They're
Nope.
not meant to put you in a space where you don't
Band-aid
depend
on.
on it.
Or take
Because
you
what
out of
happens is it's a band-aid. You put that one medication in your system, you feeling a little okay. But guess what? Those side effects is causing your pancreas to mess up. It's causing your nerve damage. It's causing something else for you to have to get another medication on top of that one, which is going to cost you probably $300, $400. And then the next one is going to cost you $200, $300. Then the next one is going to cost you 200. And then at some point, you're going to be like, I can't afford my medication.
Mm.
All the time, you could have just got yourself a $50 bottle of noni.
Hello.
Makes sense to me, you know? Think smarter, not harder, you know? So that's my closing statement. I ain't going to preach no more for today.
Oh my gosh, that was powerful. That really was. I'm glad you shared that incredible story. And that's coming from a child, ladies and gentlemen. That is, but you're absolutely right. That is what our world it has created, these conditions, and we've accepted it, right? The majority of the world has accepted it, but then there's us, right? Us who say we dare to be different, right?
Yeah.
And as we dare to be different and take on this purpose that God has given each and every one of us that have said yes to this incredible movement, we know without a shadow of a doubt that we will change the world. Those, not the entire world, we won't. But we're going to change millions of lives as a result of this incredible superfood, this juice, as Davina called it, and we are so excited because we are just getting started. And as I close this out, I just want to go to, the chat because I was kind of scrolling through the chat and, just share a few of these stories that I see in the chat. Like I see Angela. Angela came in here, and when you were talking about your grandson, right? And how you put it on the diaper rash. She said the same thing happened. All right. So this is not happenstance, ladies and gentlemen. She put it on her leg. She had an outbreak and she rubbed the noni on her leg, and in 2 hours it was gone, right? And so that's one story. Then I saw another one down here where let's see. Shirlita says it has smoothed out my skin. My pores are smaller. Okay. So it doesn't matter what you're looking for over here. Barbara said it's a game changer for her toenails, right? She had a fungus on her toe. And she put noni on it and it stopped the pain,
Mhm.
right? So do y'all hear us on today? So we're not here just to um just to sell you guys some product.
Right.
We are here to help you to having the opportunity to completely restore your health. We got one life to live here on this earth, ladies and gentlemen.
Right.
It's a choice on how you decide to live it. You don't have to settle for pain. You don't have to settle for disease. You don't have to settle for the things that this world is throwing us. All you have to do is make a decision that you are going to grab a hold of this incredible gift that we know without a shadow of a doubt is from God. So we want to say thank you to all of you that have joined us on today. And as we close this out, we want to let y'all know that we are the team that has brought this noni back and continue to bring it back as we spread it all across the world. It's not a question of will we impact 1 million lives. It's a question of will you get back with the person who shared this with you and say, I am ready to have my life changed. And guess what? I'm going to grab a hold of purpose if you choose and help to save one of your family members' lives. All right. So we will see you back next time on Testinonial Tuesday. Thank you so much to my beautiful guest, none other than Davena Vee, all the way from Connecticut, for coming on here and sharing with me your incredible stories on tonight. So I say thank you to you. All right, y'all. So as we do that, we just want to let you know that we do not half step. All right, we are bringing Noni back. Noni's back, and we will change the entire world as we sip on this juice. Good night, everybody. All right. Bye bye, y'all.